Billionaire discovers crying maid with twins in a snowstorm. Hidden story of escape exposed. Nathan Briggs tightened his grip on the steering wheel, the tires of his luxury sedan spinning helplessly in the thick blanket of snow. Outside, the wind howled, a feral beast alive in winter's icy grasp, drowning out the engine's frustrated roar. Wealth couldn't buy him freedom from the storm bearing down upon him. The opulent world he had carved out felt distant, unreal, as a sense of foreboding crept over him in the dim light of the dashboard. For a moment, he battled against a familiar emptiness, his heart racing with an unsettling realization that power could not shield him from the truth he desperately avoided. He finally stepped out into the swirling storm. Cold air bit at his face, but something deeper gnawed at him, a whispered reminder of the hollow victories he had stacked one upon another. The blizzard had transformed the familiar road into an ominous white abyss. Then, like a siren's call, a sound broke through the blizzard. A faint sobbing, fragile and haunting. Cautiously, Nathan followed the sound, drawn to its depth like a moth to flame. There, beside a battered old car, stood Maria, her frame shivering, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. Two small figures clung to her, the twins wrapped in layer upon layer of tattered jackets, their frozen faces ghostly pale against the chaos of the night. Nathan's chest tightened. An ache he couldn't name rippled through him as he caught the depth of her fear and despair. He was a titan in the tech world, yet standing in front of her, he felt like nothing. A gilded cage hiding a vulnerable heart. Maria's story spilled forth, jagged and desperate. She was escaping a life bound by chains clamped tight by an abusive partner. The intensity in her eyes burned through the walls he had built around himself, reminding him that all his achievements narrowed into a singular, selfish pursuit. Who was he, really? Behind the board meetings and relentless ambition, where was his humanity? It battered him like the snowy gusts, disarming him in a way his wealth nunca could. Together they sought shelter in a nearby cabin, the howling storm transforming into a cocoon of intimacy. Nathan's mind raced. What was he doing here? This was uncharted territory. With every moment, he felt the urge to help Maria grow more powerful, warring against his instinct to retreat back into his insulated life. The weight of his privilege felt suffocating. Before we continue, I need to tell you about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, click the bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can leave a like, it really helps with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. As Nathan contemplated a plan for Maria and her twins, a storm of his own brewed just outside their fragile sanctuary. His company's interests loomed large, overshadowing the budding connection between them. He felt a sickening knot in his stomach. His fortune had been built on the back of vulnerable lives, often seeking advantage in places where hope flickered dimly. Was he willing to risk it all for a woman whose mere survival beckoned for change? His decisions would ripple far beyond his pristine skyline offices, and he could feel the contours of his empire grinding against the notion of justice, of autonomy. The tension surged. Each choice weighed heavier, stirring feelings of dread and conviction. The storm roared louder, echoing the tumult within him. As their lives intertwined within the confines of the cabin, a revelation hung in the air like a thick fog. He might not just be offering Maria a way out. He was entangling himself in a cause that could unravel the very fabric of his world. The boundaries of his luxury began to blur, and as he watched her, he felt a pull that threatened to irrevocably change everything. Outside, the snowstorm raged on, mirroring the turmoil thrumming beneath surface-level ambitions. Nathan stood at a precipice, each frigid gust a reminder that courage demanded sacrifice, and he was about to discover what that truly meant. Nathan could feel the cabin's walls closing in on him, a stark contrast to the barren landscape outside that seemed benign amid the tempest. Amid the pitch darkness, the flickering light of a solitary candle cast shadows that danced like ghosts of decisions yet to be made. The twins, now nestled under a woolly blanket, slowly succumbed to sleep. Maria sat across from him, the vulnerability in her demeanor striking him like an electric current. He cleared his throat. "What's your plan?" His voice, though steady, betrayed an undercurrent of anxiety. Maria looked up, her eyes wide and shimmering like the snowflakes that scattered against the cabin's windows. Did she have a plan? Would she even want to leave if it presented itself? "I don't know," she admitted, pressing her lips together. "I just want to be safe. But how can I do that with nothing?" Wealth, the very idea of it, had become a leaden weight on Nathan's shoulders. He had amassed it to shield himself from the world's chaos. But here was a young woman stripped bare of pretense, her needs stark against the illusion of his gilded existence. He was at the apex of his career, yet he had never felt so inadequate. "Maybe I can help," he said impulsively, a mix of determination and dread surging through him. The fog of introspection cleared momentarily as doubt attempted to settle in. What did helping her entail? Money, a job, safety. Maria's eyes flared with a glimmer of hope, causing a ripple in his heart. But he quickly tempered that with the weight of his own reality. The intricacies of his life were intricately wound around a corporate machine that thrived on exploitation. Each act of charity from him would be a betrayal to the foundations on which he had built his empire. Could he really make a difference? Or was he just bandaging a wound that needed a structure overhaul? "You might get hurt," she said, her brow furrowing. "I cannot ask you to sacrifice everything." But Nathan felt a fierce urgency swell within him. More than work, more than shareholders. It transcended any transaction he was accustomed to. It was about reinstating dignity. He looked at the twins, still nestled under the blanket, and in that moment, the pivot occurred in his mind. Their innocence was a dormant catalyst, urging him to have the courage to dismantle the walls around his chest, to challenge everything he thought he knew. He had built his company on the premise of progress and innovation. Wasn't empathy innovative too? "But what if we partner?" he proposed, an idea now growing roots, sprawling beyond initial hesitation. "You can have a clean slate, a chance to build something for yourself, with your own strength. I could mentor you. Code, strategies, ideas. There are opportunities within my world that could give you a foothold." The silence was pregnant with possibility, but skepticism immediately surfaced on Maria's face. And return to what? To support more of the same? I can't be part of a system that profits off cycles of pain. Her resistance struck him hard, a bittersweet reminder of where he stood. For the first time, he felt the gravity of her words sink into him. His empire was a double-edged sword, one that often left others cut in its wake. He would have to confront those realities not only within his professional realm, but within the very core of himself. Nathan's internal conflict escalated, confronting the dark underbelly of his success. Suddenly, the stakes were higher than he had ever anticipated. Could he dismantle the system he thrived in? Or was he merely seeking redemption cloaked in noble intentions? The fear of losing everything he had worked for coiled in his gut as he pondered the path forward. Emboldened by a sense of purpose, he stood, crossing the distance towards Maria. "Let's make a plan together," he said firmly, determination flooding his system. "You have a voice, and I want to amplify it." As she considered his words, he felt both the exhilaration of possibility and the looming dread of consequences. Suddenly, the blizzard outside felt alive, swirling its own tempest of change. The question remained, was he truly ready to embrace the chaos that was inevitably coming his way? But before he could push deeper into that disturbing territory, a loud crack echoed from the direction of the door, a sinister reminder that the storm outside was not the only danger. The moment had arrived to confront not just their fears, but darker forces that might oppose their daring plans. Nathan's heart thudded furiously as the crack reverberated through the cabin. He exchanged a quick glance with Maria, her eyes wide, unsure what lay just beyond the door. The storm outside had transformed into a malevolent entity, one that mirrored the turmoil churning within him, an urgent chaos demanding resolution. With a deep breath, he strode toward the door, uncertainty pulling at him like lead. Each step felt heavier as he approached the threshold. The weight of his decisions loomed large in his mind. What if the dangers outside were more than natural? Perhaps they were manifestations of the very system he wrestled with. The thought sent chills down his spine. Peering through the small window, blurred by swirling snow, Nathan could make out vague figures approaching. His fingers gripped the door's handle as he forced it open, a blast of icy air slapping his face. The night was surreal, the muted howls of the snowstorm mingling with the disgruntled sounds of struggle. "Who's there?" he called out, his voice steady in an attempt to mask the turmoil inside. The figures grew closer, their shapes becoming clearer as he braced himself for what lay ahead. 2 men stood before him, their clothes disheveled, heavy boots coated in snow. They appeared travel-worn, stony expressions hardened by the unforgiving elements. The larger man stepped forward, his voice a low growl. "We need to talk, Nathan." Recognition hit Nathan like a freight train. They worked for his company, part of the team he had once had camaraderie with before ambition unraveled their bonds. This was not a friendly visit. It was an unwelcome reminder of the machinations at play. "Why now?" Nathan asked, feigning bravado even as unease coursed through him. It was ironic, he thought, how he had envisioned this moment, when the darkness outside mirrored the inner conflicts he was wrestling with. "There are things we need to settle, business matters. We know you're holed up here with her." The man gestured dismissively toward Maria, who stood behind Nathan, eyes darting at the mounting tension. "You're vulnerable now, and you know it. Your plans, your partnership, it's all at risk." The word partnership struck Nathan with an unexpected force. The gravity of his position was compounded by the imminent threat from those who had once been allies. He realized the stark truth. Aligning with Maria had not just surfaced the differences between his values and the company's. It had painted a target on his back. "I won't let you intimidate me," he shot back, grounding himself. Inside, a tumult of conflict raged. The need for justice clashed with the desire to protect Maria and the twins. He couldn't simply acquiesce. Doing so would betray everything he had recently started to comprehend about empathy and the change he dared to pursue. The men exchanged glances, the tension palpable. Nathan sensed the weight of expectations, theirs, as employees of his flourishing empire, and his own, burdened by newfound intentions. Each moment stretched thin, thick with potential consequences. "Let's make this easy," the larger man said, taking a step closer. "We want what's ours. Get on board, or this little venture of yours will suffer. You have a lot to lose, Nathan." The ultimatum hung in the frozen air, reminding Nathan that he was standing at the crossroads of his destiny. Beneath the surface, something was rising, an awareness that challenged him to choose not just between 2 paths, but to confront the very essence of his professional identity. As he wrestled with his response, the fireplace crackled behind him, illuminating Maria's anxious face and the sleeping twins cocooned in insecurity. They were beacons of hope amidst the encroaching darkness, demanding that he act with intention rather than yielding to fear. "You think you can muzzle me?" Nathan retorted, feeling the spark of determination ignite within. "You don't know the lengths I'm willing to go. This isn't just business for me anymore." Amidst the swirling snowstorm, his convictions solidified like ice. Facing these men would require more than a professional stance. It demanded the very essence of his moral courage. The time had come to fight, not just for profit, but for purpose. A fight to redefine everything he believed in. As he braced for the confrontation, what glimmer of hope remained rested not on his past, but on the uncharted fear and possibility of his future. If you want to threaten me, you better be ready for the consequences. Just as the tension reached its peak, a piercing scream shattered the stillness outside. It came from beyond the door, cutting through the chill like a laser beam, forcing Nathan to confront an impending chaos that threatened everything he had begun to salvage. What new danger lay in the depths of the storm? He steeled himself, knowing this was only the beginning. The scream echoed like a warning through the frenzy of the storm, seeping into Nathan's bones with an almost palpable chill. Instinctively, he turned back toward Maria, urgency shifting his focus from the two intruders to her. "Stay inside," he instructed, his voice firm yet laden with unspoken concern. Nathan stepped into the frigid chaos, eyes scanning the swirling white mist outside. Shadows danced across the treetops as gusts of wind howled, amplifying the dread already clinging to his thoughts. The call for help had come from deeper within the storm, a haunting plea that shattered the stillness of his desperate standoff. "Do you hear that?" he asked, urging the two men to appreciate the urgency that extended beyond their threatening presence. But they remained unyielding, eyes narrowed with caution and disdain. "Forget the screams, Nathan," the larger man barked, his tone dripping with impatience. "Deal with us first. We're all that stands between you and complete financial ruin." There it was again, a reminder of everything Nathan had been fighting against. The mere thought of allowing these men to dictate the narrative of his life pushed him closer to the edge. "Lives are at stake," he shot back, his resolve surging like a tidal wave. "I won't abandon someone in trouble, if that means risking everything." Nathan inhaled sharply, realizing the weight of what he was about to say. So be it. He stepped back toward Maria, his heart racing not just from fear, but a stirring determination nestled deep in his core. Something had shifted within him. He was no longer merely shielding his company, but embracing a purpose defined by integrity, one that transcended dollars and cents. As he moved toward the door, he felt a crackling energy build up inside him, a newfound sense of agency that blossomed with each stride. The scream pierced through his thoughts once more, compelling him to act. It was a call to courage, beckoning him to discover hidden facets of himself. He crossed the threshold, the snow biting at his exposed skin, with no clear roadmap in sight. Each step forward was a communion with fear, an acknowledgement that, despite the odds, he now possessed the tool of choice. Nathan was no longer just a bystander clinging to the vestiges of power. He was an architect of his own life, ready to confront whatever lay ahead. As he advanced, he spotted a shadow moving erratically in the distance. The outline of a woman became discernible, her hair whipping wildly in the tempest. She clasped two small figures in her arms, both squirming and crying. Nathan's heart ached, and in that instant, he understood the true consequence of his choices. The twins. The bond he shared with his family surged forth, chanting the imperative to protect what he loved. Summoning every ounce of strength, he called out to her, "I'm here. Come this way." She hesitated, glancing behind her, and Nathan could sense the weight of panic and uncertainty. Daring the wind, he sprinted toward her, each heartbeat synchronized with determination, as the screaming wind echoed the chaos inside him, the clashing desires for safety, for honor, for change. The once familiar environment now teetered on chaos, and yet Nathan felt clearer than ever. He was on the brink of an unveiling that required absolute courage, a personal revelation that transcended business dealings and personal sacrifices. His heart was no longer whispering doubts. It was shouting resolve. Just as he reached the woman, his grip steadying on her arm, the two men appeared behind him, their anger igniting like a wildfire as they shouted in disbelief. "What are you doing? We had a deal." Nathan's response hung in the air, pregnant with confrontation. "This is my deal now," he declared, ready to face the repercussions head-on, knowing full well that with this act, he was not merely standing for the woman in front of him, but for every part of himself he had ever silenced. The snowstorm raged on, But in that moment of clarity, a stirring within him blazed brighter. Could this choice lead to a complete transformation? Both for him and perhaps the others who had joined him in this desperate fight for the soul of their futures? As the winds howled, Nathan confronted his past and stepped into an uncharted realm of possibility. In the eye of the storm, he sensed the dawning of his true journey. What awaited him in the fallout? Would his stand bring liberation or calamity? Nathan tightened his grip on the woman's arm, their connection forged amid the chaos. "We need to move," he urged, his voice barely cutting through the howling wind. She nodded, her eyes wide with a mixture of fear and gratitude, and together they began to fight their way back against the storm. Each step forward felt monumental, as though they were not just traversing snow, but breaking through the layers of their own fears. Nathan glanced back at the two men who had once loomed so large in his mind. Hurling threats like stones, their faces twisted in outrage. He had shifted the power dynamic in a heartbeat, but he knew that irritation often spawns an even more dangerous energy. "Stay close to me," he shouted, guiding her to the shelter of a nearby tree line while the wind bit mercilessly at his skin. He didn't know where to go, but the primal instinct to protect urged him forward, each moment feeling like it could be both a breakthrough and an abyss. "Please take my twins," she pleaded breathlessly, shifting her grip on the squirming children, their wails piercing through the tumult. "I can't hold them and run." In a flash, Nathan realized the weight of her circumstance. A mother, torn between the instinct to protect her children and the desperation of their situation. With a deep inhale, he took one of the twins. The small body nestled against his chest, warmth against the climatic backdrop of icy dread. "No," she cried out, panic rising in her voice. "What if they—" "Just trust me," he replied, his confidence surging. "I won't let anything happen to you or them." The fear was palpable. Nathan could feel it vibrating in the air around them. But as he secured the child, he felt an unfamiliar calm wash over him. Molding the flurry of his emotions into structure, a realization unfolded. Perhaps in this journey, he was not only forging a path for them, but was also shaping a defining moment of his own evolution. The stakes were no longer just about financial ruin. They had transcended into life itself. They pressed deeper into the wooded area, the storm shrieking behind them. The branches loomed like gaunt fingers, but Nathan squeezed his eyes shut for a moment, letting the fear filter through him. It was not just the threat outside, but a recognition of the many voices inside him. The fragile Nathan, always second-guessing himself, and now a new figure, one who was unafraid to act. The urge to confront his adversaries was strong, and yet the struggle was no longer about a business deal or intimidation. It was about claiming his agency, about reshaping the narrative that had so long been dictated by others. Each step nurtured a growing certainty. He wasn't running from the men. He was racing toward the person he wanted to become. They finally stumbled into a clearing. Visibility slightly better, but anxiety brewed around them like a thick fog. The twins clung to him and their mother alike, their innocence contrasting sharply with the chaos that surrounded them. A deep breath filled his lungs, the air echoing with a rush of decision. "Listen," Nathan said to her, locking eyes with resolve. "The men may come after us, but I can fight them. Just stay close. Trust yourself, and trust me." As the howling wind began to die down, his muscles tensed, ready for confrontation. The fear that spun around them felt momentarily doused in purpose. He sensed the imminent arrival of a storm not made of snow, but of confrontation. Nathan braced himself, heart pounding, not from fear of failure, but from the electrifying echoes of potential waiting to be unleashed. The moment of truth was creeping ever closer. Would he be ready to embrace the challenge ahead, to redefine the parameters of his life? What awaited him next? A reckoning or an awakening? The quiet that followed the tempest felt almost surreal. as if the world had pressed pause. Nathan stood in the clearing, absorbing the moment between gasps of breath. The twins, now cuddled close, seemed to sense the shift. Their small forms pressed against him were reminders of innocence in a world pinked by threat. He watched their mother, her expression oscillating between hope and dread, and it struck him. They were all at a precipice, teetering between vulnerability and strength. "What do we do now?" she whispered, the tremor of uncertainty evident. Her eyes searched his, as if clinging to the last strands of hope. In that instant, Nathan understood the immense responsibility that rested upon his shoulders. "First, we move away from this clearing," he said, his voice steadying under the pressure. "We can't wait here. They'll find us if we linger." His mind raced, piecing together the strategy needed for their escape. They had lost the advantage of surprise, but he still held hope. They needed to take cover somewhere that offered protection, a cabin, a barn, anything that could shield them from the bitter wind and any pursuing figures. "Follow me," he instructed firmly, releasing the hold on the younger twin, only to squeeze her mother's shoulder reassuringly before leading them towards the line of trees at the edge of the clearing. The complex dance of fear and responsibility unfurled within him, each step a smaller reminder that he could shape their destiny if he led with intention. As they entered the deeper woods, the snow enveloped them softly, muffling their footsteps. He could hear the rhythmic breathing of the twins against his chest, each small intake of air fueling his resolve. But nagging doubts clawed at his mind. Was he truly fit for this role? Here he was, once a billionaire embroiled in petty business battles, and now a reluctant protector of two innocent lives. The stakes had never been higher, but something felt electric in his veins. "Keep moving," Nathan urged with renewed urgency, urging them onward despite the fatigue that gnawed at them. His eyes darted around, scanning for any hint of danger. The gnashing teeth of the wind were gradually fading, now replaced by an ominous stillness. It felt too quiet, and that gnawed at the recesses of his mind. As they ventured deeper, he spotted a faint outline breaking the trees ahead. A weathered hunting lodge, its windows dark and forlorn, but it was a sign of possibility. "There," he pointed. "We could take refuge inside." Relief washed over the woman as she quickened her pace, her instinct for safety igniting a flicker of energy in her. Nathan's heart raced. This wasn't just a shelter. It was a symbol of his journey. Each step toward that door was a defiance against everything that had tried to box him in. Upon reaching the lodge, Nathan pushed the door open, a creak echoing through the silence. The interior was dim and filled with the scent of damp wood, an echo of neglect. But for the moment, it was sanctuary. He ushered the twins and their mother inside, locking the door behind them with a sharp click that echoed like a gunshot. The enormity of what lay outside settled heavily on his shoulders. Nathan sank onto a rickety chair, drawing in a deep breath to cool his racing thoughts. "We need a plan," he said, glancing at the woman, who was now pacing with anxiety, cradling her children. "I can't let them take my children," she whispered, raw determination flickering in her tired eyes. That fire in her gaze charged Nathan's resolve. It dawned on him that this moment was not just about survival. It was an opportunity to define who he was becoming. Instinct and impulsivity had spurred him thus far, yet now he could feel a shift beneath the surface, a transition toward leadership grounded in empathy. What Nathan didn't know was that confronting his fears would reshape not only his own destiny, but also the very lives of those he was trying to protect. He drew closer to the mother and her twins, ready to voice his thoughts. With courage swelling inside him, he began, "We're going to need to stand together." Before he could finish, a crash echoed from outside, shattering the fragile ambiance. Shadows loomed against the frosted windows. A reckoning was upon them. With the stakes impossibly high, Nathan needed to decide. Would he lead them into the abyss, or out of the storm? The intrigue of uncertainty hung heavily in the air as he prepared for the confrontation that awaited them just beyond those doors. The noise outside was a visceral jolt, pulling Nathan from the delicate dance of his mind. The shadows pressing against the frosted windows were not just figments of his imagination. They were threats lurking in the night, tangible and heavy with malice. He could see the fear reflected in the woman's eyes, mirroring his own turmoil. It was time to act, and action demanded clarity. "Stay close," he instructed, projecting authority as he circled the dim room. His heart pounded, considering their next steps. The old lodge felt familiar in its neglect, yet hostile in its isolation. Time was against them. He needed to harness the protective instincts brewing within him. There was a fireplace in the corner, half buried under autumn leaves and debris. The thought of a fire igniting warmth amidst their cold reality seemed crucial. "I'll check the back windows. You keep the twins occupied," he said, moving with purpose. The twins clung tighter to their mother, herself a fortress of instinct. Together, they were his hope. As Nathan edged toward the kitchen, he felt the cool air wrap around him. Could he truly shield them from the terror outside? He turned on a heel, his assessment of the surroundings morphing from one of survival to strategy. Relief washed over him as he rummaged through drawers, finding a scattered stash of firewood, but with it came an unsettling realization. This lodge hadn't been stormproof for years. Time had eroded its defenses. "Mom, I need you to trust me," he declared, hurrying back to her side. "We're going to light a fire. It'll keep us warm and might help us signal for help." The privileged world he once navigated felt like a faraway land, yet this mission demanded every ounce of the tenacity he had taken for granted. In the corner of Nathan's mind, the echo of business negotiations flashed. Quick calculations, the weighing of risks. But this was different. Here, he wasn't shuffling between suits and contracts. He was in a life-and-death scenario. That sharp instinct he cultivated for years in the corporate world now felt like a double-edged sword. Strategizing under pressure melded seamlessly with the human instinct to protect. Gathering enough wood, he took to task, using every fading memory of boyhood camping trips to ignite the flames. The initial spark was like a flicker of his past, an ember igniting a journey toward resilience. Slowly, the golden glow illuminated their faces, creating a shield against the encroaching darkness. As warmth filled the room, Nathan turned toward the mother. "What do you think they want?" he asked, his voice low, searching for understanding. It was a chance to gauge both her resolve and his own. "They want to take my children," she replied, her voice steady yet filled with the weight of her truth. "They think I can't protect them." Those words lingered, intertwining guilt and determination in Nathan's gut. He was still tethered to his former life, still grappling with the concept of worth. Could he genuinely be their protector? Was he capable of transcending his past and becoming a man of merit, right when it mattered most? The twins giggled softly, oblivious to the looming threat just outside. That innocent laughter sparked something in Nathan, an awareness of what was at stake, pushing him toward a deeper determination. "After we make a plan to defend this place, they won't take anyone from us," he said tightly, embracing that newfound resolve. But just as a master strategist considers counterplays, Nathan's thoughts were pulled again by the sounds outside. Muffled footsteps tracing the perimeter of the cabin. Every beat of his heart echoed with anticipation. Without intending to, he had become a leader, stepping into the fray with an untested courage. What he didn't realize, however, was that the confrontation he fretted would come soon. Very soon. The shadows outside were drawing near, and the time had come not just to defend, but to finally reveal the truth hidden within his own narrative. With a breath, Nathan turned toward the window, eyes sharp. The moment of confrontation loomed ahead. What would he discover about his own depth when the storm swept in? Nathan's heart raced as he pressed his forehead against the cool glass of the window, attempting to peer through the veil of darkness. The shadows outside twitched and shifted, embodying a malevolence that now felt far too close for comfort. Each subtle movement sent ripples of anxiety through him, yet accompanied by an undercurrent of resolve. For years, he had navigated the cutthroat world of business, making high-stakes decisions amidst corporate tumult. But here, in this dimly lit lodge with a mother and her twins relying on him, everything felt distinctly different. The warmth from the fire cast flickering shadows across the room, juxtaposing comfort against the growing sense of dread. He couldn't shake the swirling doubt gnawing at him. What if his instincts failed him? What if he couldn't live up to the unexpected mantle of protector he had taken upon himself? "Stay by my side," he whispered, returning to the little family huddled together. He needed to establish a plan, yet uncertainty clouded his thoughts. He glanced at the fire, its crackling sound providing a small solace in the turmoil. "Can they see us?" he asked quietly, turning back to the mother. The tension in her eyes sent a jolt through him. "I don't know. They don't seem to be coming this way," she replied. But her fear was palpable. Each word felt like a thread binding him closer to her plight. Emboldened by an urgent necessity, Nathan's mind pivoted, shifting from indecisiveness to action. "We need to fortify the space. If they find us, we can't be caught off guard." Every instinct screamed for him to prepare defensively, as if he could shield them from the chaos lurking beyond their walls. With a newfound vitality, he tucked away the self-doubt that had plagued him. In this moment, tension morphed into a nascent strength. He had buried that power for too long. Now, he had no choice but to resurrect it. Nathan gathered candle holders, stacking chairs against the door, exploiting the cabin's aged infrastructure to create a barrier, each piece an utterance of determination. Time stretched thin as he worked. Each action brought clarity, scrubbing away the remnants of his cushioned existence. The twins watched, their wide eyes flickering between reverence and tension, and he felt an overwhelming urge to mask their fear with certainty, and perhaps afford himself a sliver of confidence. "What do you need?" he asked the mother, deep within the growing rhythm of survival. "I can handle this. You just focus on the kids. We need something to defend ourselves with. If they get in..." Her voice fell away, accentuating the unspeakable reality they were navigating. Nathan nodded, recalling a hunting knife they might have located in the kitchen. The thought grounded him, pulling forth memories of family outings where safety was second nature. "Stay here, I'll grab it," he said, suppressing fear. This was all now part of a singular mission. Each step echoed in his mind, channeling every ounce of vitality toward a singular goal. As he approached the kitchen, Nathan's senses honed in, amplifying his awareness. The cold floor underfoot felt like a reminder that warmth was fleeting, and time was slipping away. Both invigorated and frightened, he rummaged through drawers again, searching for the knife and finding an unexpected wrench, thick and heavy, resting where cutlery should have been. Nathan gripped it decisively, its weight offering a semblance of power, something tangible he could wield in the face of unseen threats. "Whatever happens, I won't let anything take you," Nathan muttered to himself, though he was unsure if he believed it. As he made his way back to the living space, a sudden loud thud interrupted the fragile silence, sending adrenaline coursing through him. The sound reverberated off the walls, prompting instinctive movements. He stood on guard, eyes darting toward the noise. The moment of confrontation had arrived. He could no longer deny it. Breathing heavily, Nathan turned to face the mother and her children, his stance cementing an invisible line drawn against the night. The stakes were no longer abstract. They were immediate and real, forcing him to confront not only the external threat, but also the tempest within. Would he rise to the occasion, or would he falter when it truly mattered? The soft laughter of the twins faded in his ears, as he prepared, deep within, for an impending storm. Just as doubt threatened to resurface, he felt a shift, inside and out. The time had come to unravel the truth of his own depths and confront shadows darker than those prowling outside. He would not just defend, he would discover who he was meant to be. But as the thud echoed again, more insistent, Nathan realized he was about to find out exactly what that meant, and his heart quickened. Whatever happened next would change him forever. The air hung heavy with tension, cocooned in an almost suffocating silence punctuated only by the whispering crackle of the fire. Nathan's heart aligned with the rhythm of the impending confrontation, and in that moment, he felt an unsettling rush. He was no longer just a businessman. He was a protector. Yet, as he stood poised at the threshold, he couldn't ignore the undercurrents of uncertainty threatening to undermine his newfound resolve. The weight of the wrench in his hand became both a comfort and a burden, a stark reminder of the gravity of the situation. Each echo of the thud outside was a drumbeat propelling him deeper into the realization that he had to transform not just his environment, but also his very self. "Don't move," he said softly to the mother and her twins as he turned back, scanning the dim room for any sign of weakness. "We'll be okay." The words felt hollow, a mantra devoid of their own conviction, as he watched her nod, fear flickering in her eyes. He needed to suppress his own growing trepidation and instead embrace the urgency that coursed through him. A thought emerged from the chaotic disarray of his mind. If he could find a way to outsmart whatever lurked outside, perhaps he could shield this tiny family. It was a calculated risk, but necessity was sharpening his instincts. He glanced at the windows, already barricaded by makeshift barriers, yet he knew he had to preempt any vulnerability. Nathan stepped briskly toward one window, careful not to make any noise that would yield their hiding place. As he peered through a crack in the wood, he saw only darkness and swirling snow, but the eerie stillness stirred a deeper fear within him. Thinking logically, he recalled every corporate training seminar focused on crisis management. This was no different, right? Think strategically, assess your resources, form an actionable plan. "Okay," he murmured to himself, channeling an inner voice that seemed to echo off the cabin walls. "I need to create some noise, draw them away from here." He rummaged through the small wooden shelves lining the kitchen, feeling a sense of urgency hasten his movements. Utensils clattered, the sound brittle against the silence, and for a brief moment, he felt a pang of guilt disturbing the reserves of bravery he was trying to muster. He settled on a cast-iron pan. Its heaviness felt right in his grip. Instinctively, he knew that a distraction was paramount. Yet, as he prepared his next move, he sensed the delicate balance of what they needed, a way to escape versus the necessity of defending against unseen threats. "Is there another way out of here?" he asked, wheeling back to the mother with intensity flickering in his gaze. She seemed to contemplate for an instant, a mixture of hope and dread playing across her features. "The back door," she finally whispered, "but it hasn't been used in ages." "Perfect." Nathan nodded, absorbing her words. A rush of adrenaline surged through him, igniting a spark of determination he hadn't felt in years. "Stay low, and when I make a sound, head toward it." "I'll cover your exit," he instructed, embodying the confidence he wished to feel. With every step, he felt more alive, the stagnant, mundane past he had left behind fading like the snow outside, visible yet distant. As he returned to the barricaded window, a cacophony of creaks resonated through the walls, intensifying the urgency that bound them together. He raised the pan high, casting a glance back at the mother and her children, a silent affirmation between them. He would fight to the very end. His hands tightened around the pan, and in that moment, everything coalesced. The element of surprise and the desperate hope for escape. In a split second, Nathan swung the iron pan against the wall, the sound ringing sharp and jarring through the silence. Heart racing, he rushed toward the back door, setting the escape plan into motion. As their eyes met, he held a strength that he hoped was contagious. But behind that door loomed an uncertain reality, a precipice where his instincts would be tested, and where the man he had yet to discover lay shrouded in ambiguity. The seconds felt like hours as the family prepared to move, and the primal question bubbled to the surface. Would he be strong enough to face whatever came next? Cold dread settled in his stomach, tempting him to retreat. Just as another thud reverberated with menacing intent, Nathan understood. There was no turning back now. The confrontation awaited, and so did the chance to reveal not just a protector, but a man finally stepping into his purpose. Nathan steadied himself, feeling the anxious pulse of his heart settle as he readied for the confrontation ahead. The sound of menacing footsteps echoed through the snowy wilderness, a reminder that true danger was closing in. Every instinct he inherited from the world of business demanded he take control, turn the tide, and face the impending chaos head-on. In that dim cabin, as he surveyed the vulnerable environment around him, his transformation rippled beneath the surface. He was no longer just Nathan Briggs, the tech billionaire. He was Nathan Briggs, a protector, a man determined to forge a path out of darkness for himself and for Maria and her twins. The back door creaked open with surprising ease, and he motioned for Maria to take the lead. "Go! Now!" he urged, urgency lacing his words. As she slipped out into the biting cold with the twins nestled securely in her arms, he slammed the door behind him, sealing their presence within the lodge. The adrenaline surged as more thuds punctured the soothing crackle of the flames left behind. Each sound grew nearer, sharpening his focus. Unlike the sterile boardrooms where he once navigated deals, this was a battleground, and he would fight with everything he had to protect what mattered most. Rushing through the back, he turned his attention to the windows. There would be no hiding now, no retreating. He had come too far, reinvented himself too profoundly. He would confront the men who had threatened not just their survival, but all he had once believed about himself. With the weight of the wrench still firmly in hand, he prepared himself for the confrontation. When he heard the front door burst open with a resounding crash, rather than fear, he felt exhilaration. He was igniting something inside him that had lain dormant for too long. The warrior was awakening. The intruders rushed in, eyes wild with a mix of anger and confusion upon realizing Nathan wasn't the same man they once knew. He stood resolutely prepared, ready to defend those who were now his responsibility. "Get out!" the larger man yelled, voice laced with fury. "You think you can play hero? You won't win this fight, Nathan." But Nathan held his ground. "No, you don't understand," he replied, voice steady. "This isn't just about business for me anymore. It's about integrity, compassion, and—" He took a step forward, strength surging within him. "Protecting those who can't protect themselves." The words hung in the air, crackling with an intensity that countered the visceral malevolence invading the space. Instinctively, he gripped the wrench tighter, ready to strike if needed. The room was electrified with tension, each heartbeat a reminder of what was at stake, not just his business but his very humanity. The men hesitated, uncertainty flickering across their faces as the gravity of the moment sank in. Nathan's fierce resolve challenged their ignorance, reminding them that power could no longer threaten him. He was no longer caught in his own gilded cage, but rather stepping into the light of his own convictions. "Back away from this life," he implored, a fierce combination of anger and compassion burning in his eyes. "You operate on the backs of the weak. I refuse to let that happen anymore." With a sudden shift, the men lunged forward, emboldened and vengeful. But Nathan was ready. He sidestepped, redirecting their momentum rather than allowing them to intimidate him. The company he had once prided himself in building on ruthless competition had become a memory, eclipsed by this raw, exhilarating fight for dignity and autonomy. As he swung the wrench, not out of malice but to shield, the moment was transformative. Each action threaded his prior life into the essence of who he was becoming. He was not merely reacting. He was asserting control. The intruders faltered, catching themselves in confusion, providing Nathan the opening he needed. "You want power?" he shouted, adrenaline coursing through his veins. Then understand this. True power is uplifting, not suppressing. Nathan's voice rang with authority that reverberated through the room, filling it with purpose. You have one chance, he continued. Walk away while you still can. The men exchanged anxious glances, weighing their options, and for the first time, uncertainty molded fear. Slowly, the taller of the two stepped back, wearing the reluctant mask of defeat. This isn't over, he spat, but then retreated to the door. One by one they exited, their bravado shedding like discarded skin, leaving behind the remnants of their intimidation. The air settled, an almost palpable sigh of relief cascading through the cabin. Nathan lowered the wrench, adrenaline still humbling his mind, heart thudding at the monumental significance of the moment. He had defended not just the lives of Maria and her twins, but also the essence of who he was turning into. A man infused with purpose, integrity, and the courage to confront adversity head-on. As the silence enveloped him, he took a moment to breathe, acknowledging the seismic shift that had occurred within. The fear, the hesitation, was evaporating. Instead, he felt a stirring confidence, the profound realization that he could be a force for good. Emerging from the shadow of his past, the reflection of his own growth shone brightly on the canvas of his heart. Slowly, he turned to join Maria and her twins, who were peeking cautiously through the doorway. Relief washed over her features as she took in his defiance of their threats. For Nathan, the world's pressures and expectations shifted, reframed against the newborn awareness that despite the storm within and the chaos of life, he could forge his destiny anew. Let's get to safety, he said softly to Maria, the warmth of a newfound confidence radiating from him. As they stepped out into the remnants of the blizzard, he realized this journey marked not just an escape from danger, but a brave reclamation of his spirit, his empathy now a generator of hope. Together, they would forge ahead, brave enough to rewrite their destinies, for he was no longer a mere player in the dark play of life, but its author, and he would choose to inscribe a legacy of light. With hope and determination guiding them, Nathan and those he protected braved the storm ahead, ready to conquer whatever future lay in wait. And as they trekked into the falling snow, the chains of his past that once weighed him down now lay shattered behind him. He stepped into the future with solid confidence, feeling a genuine sense of fulfillment and unyielding resolve. Self-discovery is a journey, and Nathan Briggs had finally arrived at his destination. Now it's your turn. You need to subscribe now to our channel so you don't miss the next exclusive emotional stories that could transform your perspective on life. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm and push this inspiring content to the forefront. It makes a real difference. Comment your reactions and theories about Nathan's journey and what it means to you. Share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this conclusion and join our community of personal growth and empowerment. Your support is invaluable, and this is the moment to show it. Don't wait even one more second.